person in America is the black woman. The most unprotected person in America is the black woman. The most neglected person in America is the black woman. And as Muslims, the Honorable Elijah Muhammad teaches us to respect our women and to protect our women. And the only time a Muslim really gets real violent is when someone goes to molest his woman. We will kill you for our woman. I'm making it plain, yes. We will kill you for our woman. We believe that if the white man will do whatever is necessary to see that his woman gets respect and protection, then you and I will never be recognized as men until we stand up like men and place the same penalty over the head of anyone who puts his filthy hands out to put in the direction of our women.
Welcome, y'all, to another edition of We-On-Loc Nation. Another edition to another black woman murdered. We're still going to stick to the same story of the Sade Robinson massacre. That's what I would call it. It's a massacre. I got a couple of particularly some updates. Possibly nothing has changed, but then again, if I play this clip, I haven't seen this particular clip quite just yet, but when I play it, hopefully it'll have some more information of what we really need to know about her and about her killer. Here we are. Fair use, fair use.
Opening statements. Good Wednesday morning to you and welcome to Opening Statements. I'm your host, Julie Grant. This show is just like the actual opening statements at trial. At least that was the premise of it for the start. We want to get you all primed, ready to go, ready to hear the case evidence in the big cases we're covering both at trial and the world of true crime. So right now, why don't you go ahead and grab a cup of coffee? It's morning time and it's time for my opening statement. Murdered on a first date. That's what police in Milwaukee say happened to Sade Robinson. The beautiful, vibrant 19-year-old college student was a beloved daughter, sister, and friend. On April 1st, her life was cut tragically short in the most unthinkable way. Police say Sade Robinson was murdered, her body dismembered, and her car set on fire. All this after a first date, a dinner together at a seafood restaurant. Beautiful Sade Robinson never made it back home. Police say that they have their suspect behind bars, the man who went on that date with Sade. His name is Maxwell Anderson. And if what police say he did is true, this guy is a monster from down below. And if he killed her and dismembered her body, may he pay dearly for the crimes with the harshest penalties the law allows. You know, this morning, my friends, I'm thinking about how this case is still being investigated, and much of Sade Robinson's remains are sadly still missing this morning. I can't even begin to imagine the heartbreak and the agony that her family is going through right now. This is just the beginning of the criminal case, but it's also just the beginning of a lifetime of pain for her family. May they find some comfort in knowing that people all around the world are sending them love and light, honoring and remembering their beloved Sade. May she get justice and may she rest in peace. That's my opening statement on this Wednesday morning. Let me know if you like it. Right now, it's time for your daily docket.
Tonight, I figured out who I feel like. I'm a grown-up version of Harry Potter who has to live with the Dudleys in his little space under the stairs. Every few weeks, I get to escape and have amazing adventures with my goddess lover. But then I have to return to my place under the stairs, feeling trapped. But I sense permanent freedom is coming.
All right, here's a look at the cases we're following for you today on Court TV. And Idaho testimony resumes at 10:30 a.m. in the Doomsday Prophet murder trial. In Massachusetts, jury selection continues at 9 a.m. in the killer or cover-up case.
Just for wedding dresses while in Hawaii. Just some of the evidence presented in this triple murder trial for Chad Daybell. Chad Daybell dressed in all brown, wearing
you. And what an embarrassment that is, because you're not supposed to become a witness in your own case when you're a prosecutor. This is a statement for what's trending in our own expert investigators.
We are under. Yes, yeah, I know what you're.
We've got the grisly details to share.
Hold on. 1 second. 1 second. Oh, there's a couple of stories that shocked the shit out of me. Okay, here we go.
It started out as a first date, but then it turned into a gruesome nightmare. This morning, we're shining a spotlight on the murder of 19-year-old Sade Robinson and her alleged killer. Robinson's coworkers say that she was excited about dinner with 33-year-old Maxwell Anderson. A criminal complaint states that after dinner and drinks on April the 1st, they arrived at Anderson's home around 9 p.m. Sade Robinson was never seen alive again. And the following day, body parts began showing up in downtown Milwaukee. First, it was a leg, which has been identified as belonging to Robinson. And search parties are still looking for more of her remains.
She was bright, always, making feel people welcomed. She looked out for my baby. The least I could do was look out for her mama's baby.
To do whatever we can to bring her home. Until we find out what we need to find out, we just come out and you just keep pushing forward. And we let the experts come and decide, determine what they know. And we're just eyes and the ears on the ground.
Now, Anderson is charged with first-degree intentional homicide, mutilating a corpse, and arson of property other than a building for allegedly torching Robinson's car. We have our own investigative experts on the show this morning, both with extremely impressive backgrounds, here to dissect these grisly facts for us. Let's bring them in now. The chief of police at Talladega College and retired homicide detective Chris Anderson, and professor and retired NYPD detective Mike Alcazar. Good morning to you both. Oh my. This is one of those cases it's hard to even think about, yet it happened. Sade Robinson's family is grieving in so much pain and agony. It's hard to imagine as officers and members of search teams are coming together to look for the rest of her remains. What I want to start with, please, is the fact that we've got this guy very quickly behind bars, this Maxwell Anderson, this alleged monster. But what else are detectives doing right now? I would love for you both to pull back the curtain for us and kind of take us to work with you. If you were working this case, what are some of the things that you're doing right now to make sure you have this solid case against this guy that you believe murdered that beautiful young woman? Chief Anderson, I'd like to start with you first, if I may, please.
Remember, all this is happening in Milwaukee. 19 years old, very bright young woman. I want you to start thinking about your children. I want you to start thinking about your children in this sense. We need to start talking about our children about dating and there's a certain age we want to talk to our children about sex and all these things that we grew up utilizing and going through. And now that we're all grown up and we got kids and everything, I want this to be a thing, because you never know when you wake up to a phone call and your daughter or your son is out and about with their friends or friends' and something has happened to them, and it's just the pain itself is non-bearable. Though this has happened in the past, and like I said, this won't be the first and this will not be the last, there's still, I still would like to put out awareness. Like many organizations, news, churches throughout the United States, city, state, wherever you live in, because this is it's devastating in itself, and hopefully this very thing does not happen to those who have grown kids. My heart and my prayers go out to the Robinson family. I pretty much found out that, you know, my god sister is not a relative of them. So, and even still, my heart and my soul and my prayers go out to the family. And I'm not wishing them a speedy recovery, because you can never totally recover from this. And I'll also tell people that you always cherish the good things in life. Always cherish those moments that you have with that particular person. Always. Let's get back into it.
Well, first off, I want to offer my deepest condolences to the family and friends of Sade Robinson. This is a terrible, terrible case that you just hate to see, not only as an investigator, but as a father. These are the cases that you just despise. Pulling back those curtains from an investigator standpoint, the number one thing that you want to do is make sure that the victims' families and her friends find justice. So you work this case starting from top to bottom. I mean, evidentiary, you try to find your best investigators to help you out in your evidence gathering. Number two, you make sure that you've interviewed every witness that you can possible in this case. And number three, you get a good statement from the defendant, if at all possible, in order to make sure that this case is well prosecuted and the district attorney has a sound foundation of what they on how they will move when the case is prosecuted.
Chief, thank you kindly for that. You mentioned the defendant. I want to focus on him next, please. Mike Alcazar, I want to go to you on this. Tapping into your detective experience, apparently a woman told Wisconsin TV station WISN that Maxwell Anderson has a sex dungeon in his basement. And we know police found blood in his basement. What does this information mean to you if you're investigating the case?
So that's huge information. We're going to process his house. We're going to collect every evidence we can get from there, any kind of DNA, any potential DNA from potential other victims, from Sade, right? So that's important. We got to see if there's any DNA from Sade at the residence, which I think is going to strongly lead to that. What kind of tools or weapons or whatever information he has in his house that help facilitate this homicide. Also on the recovered body parts to see if this perp's DNA, his hair, his fibers, again, like the chief said, that is to make for a stronger prosecution. Everything's for courtroom presentation. So it's important that they process the scene meticulously and to make a strong case for the jury.
Exactly. Detective, thank you kindly for that. I want to play a clip from Sade Robinson's mother. Let's watch.
This son of a is gonna pay. This is justice for Sade. Who the would do something like this to my beautiful baby? She hurt nobody.
If this Maxwell Anderson is the maniac that police say he is, and if what he is alleged to have done was carried out by him, he needs to pay dearly. And this morning, hearing the information about the sex dungeon, I'm wondering, Chief Anderson, do you think this guy could have done these things before? If he murdered Sade Robinson, if this went down like detectives believe it did with the first date and the luring to his home and the murder and the torching of the car, the cover-up, might he be someone you would look at for other homicides?
Absolutely, and that's an excellent question, and I think that is something that goes negated, or we don't usually get this question, but as investigators, we always look to find out if there are other victims, because homicide is not a crime that just happens. In some cases, it does happen at the spur of the moment, but when you have a meticulous type murder, it takes planning, it takes practice, unfortunately. So absolutely, we will look at him in other cases, and especially if we have witnesses now that are coming forward who knows that this man has a sex dungeon in his home, you absolutely have to look for other victims, because in most cases, it just doesn't happen once. Sometimes it happens and the victim gets away. Sometimes it happens in certain things that happen that took place during your date or during your contact with this suspect. You don't realize how important it is when it comes to a case like this. So yes, absolutely, you're going to look at him in other cases.
Chief Anderson, thank you for that. So a little bit that we know about Maxwell Anderson has come from some court records that we've looked at. Apparently, he has worked as a bartender. He is a Navy veteran. We know he was arrested 3 separate times for disorderly conduct between 2014 and 2019, which is a minor charge, we all know. And then he was recently arrested for operating a vehicle while impaired. So nothing on his record that indicates any kind of assaultive behavior or anything that would rise to the level of making him a repeat offender. No red flags there. But Detective Mike Alcazar, let me go to you on something I think a lot of people are thinking about. I know I am as I read the facts of this case. Here we have this young woman with such any kind of assault. We know he was arrested 3 separate times for disorderly conduct.
So yes, absolutely, you're going to look at him.
Know about Maxwell Anderson has come from some court records that we've looked at. Apparently, he has worked as a bartender. He is a Navy veteran. We know he was arrested 3 separate times for disorderly conduct between 2014 and 2019, which is a minor charge, we all know. And then he was recently arrested for operating a vehicle while impaired. So nothing on his record that indicates any kind of assaultive behavior or anything that would rise to the level of repeat or no red flags.
I beg to differ. No red flags. Him's getting arrested 3 times. Mr. Anderson, you get arrested 3 times and you're dating my daughter and no one asks any questions. You see, this is a real big issue, and especially for one, well, of course, dating outside your race is a real big red flag, but a random stranger picking up your daughter, and what we used to do as, old people, we used to sit our, well, I'm sorry, let me reverse that. My parents and was with their parents, and they started discussing what about me. I would tell them pretty much what I do. Of course, we'll be in the same school, or if we were out of school, then I would tell the parents all the information that they need. All the information that they need. And sometimes that doesn't, in certain occasions, it doesn't work. But I would rather know something rather than nothing. So if this was a school type of thing, they would have me sit down with their folks, and the girl that I was with would sit down with my folks, and we both exchange information and so on and so forth. So nobody knew anything about this guy. And even if they did, you didn't think those 3 arrests was an issue? Him being a Navy SEAL, I mean, there had nothing wrong with being a Navy SEAL, being a Marine, being in the Army, period. But 3 prior, I mean, you ever stop to think that some of those Navy veterans, some of those Army veterans, some of those Marines come back with some type of post-traumatic stress disorder? Do we even stop to be concerned for our babies right before they get out the door? Right before they get out the door, we have no concerns about our children whatsoever. But I'm not saying all of you. I'm not saying all, I'm saying some. I think it's high time that we start shedding some concerns, having some concerns about our future kids. Otherwise, the same thing is going to happen to your children. And I pray that that doesn't happen.
There. But Detective Mike Alcazar, let me go to you on something I think a lot of people are thinking about. I know I am as I read the facts of this case. Here we have this young woman with such a promising life ahead of her. She's going to school. She wanted to study criminal justice, of all things. She's 19. She's beautiful. She's vivacious. Everybody loves her. And she goes on a first date. You know, she's wanting to meet someone, wanting to find love, goes on a first date with this guy and doesn't come home. And you look at it, and she did nothing wrong here. What safety tips come to mind that you can share with our viewing audience, please, Detective?
Yeah. I have a daughter that's 27, and I'm concerned for her safety all the time. You can't trust people these days. You should never go to an unknown person's house or residence where you're not in public. You just gotta be careful what you're consuming. We don't know if he did anything to her drink and brought her to the house. You just gotta stay in public, and just don't trust anybody, and definitely don't go into somebody's house. That's number one.
Isn't that the truth? Thank you for that, Detective. We do have a portion of their text message exchange on April the 1st. This is coming from the criminal complaint. Take a look at your screen. Here it is. Sade saying, where are we meeting? I can do 5. Maxwell saying back, downtown somewhere. She says, okay. He suggests Brat House on 3rd. She says, perfect. He says, okay, I'm going to shower quick. I'll probably get there more on 5:15. Are you hungry? I need to stop at Twisted Fisherman to pick up my W-2 from last year. We could eat there first. She says, okay, and yes. Are we eating at the Brat House or the other place? He said, let's eat at Twisted. I'm feeling seafood. She says, yes, I love seafood. He says, sounds good. I'm about to leave. I'll be there soon. Chief Anderson, you hear this and there's nothing that jumps out, is there, that could indicate danger, huh?
No, you're right. There's nothing there through those text messages that indicate dangers. But, one of the tips that Mike touched on Professor Alcazar touched on several of those tips during his statement. But there are other tips that you need to be aware of, especially on the first date when you're just getting to know a person. And in no way, shape, or form are we saying that Sade is, responsible or did anything wrong. She is an innocent victim. I want to make that clear. But there are certain things that, we need to make sure that we understand as when you're going on a date. There are certain things that usually happen, certain mannerisms, certain attitudes that you need to pay attention to, and also letting someone else know what's happening on the date, continuing to check in with others.
Oh, I like that. That's another great tip we can take along with us. Thank you both so much for this important discussion. Chief Chris Anderson, Detective and Professor Mike Alcazar, thank you both kindly for your time and expertise. We'll see you soon. When we come back, we're going to break down Tuesday's big ruling over the third-party call.
Anytime, yeah. Milwaukee County. Anytime you have a sex dungeon in your house, that's when real pauses, but obviously they didn't know. I'm not going over you on the first date. Why would you go over somebody else's, some stranger's house on the first date? No, I would not have my daughter go on to some stranger's house on the first date. I would not have them possibly even kissing on the first date. There would not be, we ain't got to even discuss sexual tendencies. I wouldn't be surprised, Mr. Braska, if these type of stories are everywhere. I am not shocked. And even and the brother was right. Even though my daughter is about 17, 18, 19, 20, it really doesn't matter. I would not have them going on a first date wild goose chase type of a atmosphere. If you can provide them like a nice little atmosphere at your place, at the parents' place, that would be great. Just to get a feel for the boyfriend or the girlfriend or whatever. You just get a feel for them, because you never know who may manipulate you throughout the course of time. This was a slaughter. I am a gay African. Okay. I like white men only. Okay. I am into SM. What is SM? I don't know what SM is. Good Lord Jesus. You have to factor in American culture. American culture, number one. Number two, you have to factor in the most of these young Black women don't have their fathers in the home. I will second that. I will definitely second that. Hello, Eric J. It has been a minute. How are you doing, dear? Hello, Miss Elisa, our slave master. Oh, that's what it means. Okay. Good to know. Good to know that. All right. So we want to learn a little bit more about our murderous friend here, because obviously, and oh, by the way, oh, hello, Trish. And oh, by the way, oh, I did say this. Well, I'll say it again so the people will hear me a little bit more clearly. Anybody who has anything in their house, potentially, who is calling me? Anybody in particularly has anything in their house that reveals anything with any tools, any unnecessary tools, anything kind of suspect. Oh no, we're staying here. And we can provide, hell, we can watch a movie here. We can provide you with popcorn, soda, whatever you want. But you are staying here.
Are now at the center of an investigation into a severed leg. 12 News Investigates is learning more about Maxwell Anderson, including what law enforcement sources tell us they found in his basement.
Anderson has not been charged. At the same time, 19-year-old Sade Robinson has been missing for 10 days.
Police say she was last seen April 1st with her burnt car later found near 30th and Lisbon.
This past weekend, investigators discovered human remains near 31st and Galena over 3 consecutive days.
Now, this is the second place a body part was found in Milwaukee County in a week. That severed leg was found in Warnemont Park in Cudahy on April 2nd.
12 News' Hannah Hilliard is live outside Anderson's home near 39th in Oklahoma. And Hannah, you've been looking into his past all day long.
Yeah, Joyce and Patrick, and we have uncovered a lot, including Anderson's ties to Waukesha County and what sources are telling us investigators found inside this home exactly 1 week ago. This is the behind bars, but not yet charged.
The interest of Maxwell Stephen Anderson
appearing in court in connection to a case that's captivated Milwaukee. Who is Maxwell Anderson? We know he's a Southside resident whose house at 39th in Oklahoma was searched by investigators 2 days after someone found a severed leg on the Lake Michigan shore in Cudahy. 12 News has confirmed the 33-year-old man has ties to Waukesha County, attending Kettle Moraine, Catholic Memorial, and Pewaukee High Schools in the early 2000s. Anderson has a criminal record, a 2014 misdemeanor disorderly conduct conviction in Waukesha County after an incident with a family member in Delafield, and in 2015, a misdemeanor domestic violence case out of Door County. For the last few years, he's worked at several Milwaukee bars.
He works full-time,
including The Rave from 2018 to 2020, most recently working at Victor's nightclub on the East Side. A woman who claims she met Anderson there spoke to 12 News by phone, but asked not to be identified out of fear for her safety. She says he once invited her to his Southside home.
I remember there being something about a hole in the yard, and this was back in fall. I remember asking about it, and he was like, oh, I'm building a garden.
In a view from News Chopper 12,
all right, that looks like a hole there, actually.
A gaping hole next to Anderson's house was visible earlier this week. Inside the home,
and when I got in, it just kind of seemed like he was in the middle of a whole bunch of renovations, but kind of seemed like the kind of guy that never would finish them.
Thursday, 12 News learned from multiple law enforcement sources Anderson had what is described as a sex dungeon in his basement.
So I got a little bit of a tour, and he was like, do you want to see the basement? And I was like, no, I'm okay. He's like, it's creepy down there. And I was like, no, that's okay.
Now, Hannah, Anderson hasn't been charged, but is still being held after almost a week in jail.
Right, Joy. So the court did give prosecutors an additional 72 hours to either charge Anderson.
It's about time they did. So drop your email. Okay. No problem. Yeah. Basically, for those who had just arrived here and don't know the story, a young woman named Sade Robinson was brutally murdered. Not only brutally murdered, but castigated by the white man you saw before you. There's my email. And she was only 19. 19 years old, went to college, very, very bright. Almost looked not exact identical, but what I envision my daughter to be when she goes to college. My daughter's 12 years old. And I could say all types of things, right? I could say all types of things. What a father would do if my daughter was in that same situation. I could say I could burn the whole fucking world. Just burn everything and burn everybody in it. I could say that. But what good would that do? So instead of thinking with the mind that I could have, I'd rather get out. And she's going to see this. My daughter will see this, and my son will see this as well. I think this would be a good time for whoever who has children to have them see this video and have a conversation about the reason why we are as parents, why we act the way we are as parents. Because myself as a parent, I am very, 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 very strict, but fair. Certain things just, I mean, it's crazy. Hey, Bridget, thanks for stopping by, love. Yeah, definitely like, share, and then subscribe to the channel. If I sound a little bit irritated, I mean, I do, because again, this world is getting stranger and stranger and stranger. And most likely it's getting to the point where we just need to be in-house. I mean, you have everything you want. Hell, you got a barbecue pit outside. You got, I mean, no one goes outside anymore to play. To be perfectly honest with you, no one goes outside to play. No one, I mean, we don't particularly go anywhere except possibly to the movies every once, twice a year, depending on what's out here. They can come in my house, but when they come in my house, I mean, it's me and the mother versus the person that my daughter picked, and you know, she chose, and we're having a conversation. Just like a while back, same thing happened to me. My girlfriend at the time, her parents sat me down and had a conversation with me. They laid down the rules, they laid down the groundwork, and that was it. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know. But nowadays, people expect, even in today's generation, people expect a little bit too much, and sometimes it's a little bit extreme. But I kind of see why. But then there are some cases where they don't need to be dating. They just don't need to be dating. There was an actor. I forgot what the brother's name was. Let me see if I could find him. He played on The Shield and Cradle to the Grave. And a friend of mine, thank you, Lisa, has sent me, is somewhat similar, but not as venomous or wicked as, well, put it pretty much every crime is wicked. But let's see. Here it is. All right, let me go and find that shit. While I'm looking for that, let me answer some questions here. If I was a single mother, I would be terrified to date. I would be terrified to date. Oh, I know what you're talking about. Especially in those small towns that no one, like, everybody knows who you are pretty much. Everybody knows who you are. Check my email. Okay. Let me get rid of some of this shit. Everybody knows who you are, but it's like, but things get a little wicked. It's like, all right. She just sent me some info. Oh, this is a clip. Okay. Let it download. And then I'm gonna go ahead and is this a video?
Thank you so much for joining us. Before we get back into court, we have a quick
Okay. Oh, okay. Let's see if I could. Maybe stuff like it, like, share, subscribe to the channel, like, share, subscribe to the channel. But before I go ahead and play that, I am going to go. Let me see. Social media and the internet make people too comfortable and easy to hook up with strangers. That is correct. Tamundo. And that's why you want to be careful. I sent you the MP3 form that can be uploaded to your yard stream. I am not savvy like that, but I'm going to try my best. Let me see. I am not computer savvy like that, but I'm going to try my best. Or I can just do this shit. Yes. No. Oh, I'll just go ahead and not email. Oh, damn. This is what I can do. But before then, there is something else that I want to show you. Now, when I saw this, it kind of blew my mind why this actor, and again, it really demonic demon. Oh, let me give a shout out to a brother, Amazing Lucas. Shouts out to Amazing Lucas. He is definitely covering up this very same story. He is covering up this very thing. Hold on. What's going on now? Might have to take pictures of the person in the car. I mean, they blew up the car. I mean, severed the body and blew up the car. Yeah, yeah, and that blew my mind too. That blew my mind hella weird. Like, he was a good actor. Now, ladies, don't think that just because things happen. I mean, good things, but it's based on spirit. Okay, good things happen, bad things happen. Obviously, you can't psychologically, you can't think the worst is going to happen when you get married, when you end up in relationships, in certain situations. You can't think the worst. Okay, there are still good people out here in this world. You just have to communicate. You have to communicate. You have to be aware. You have to have your dot your eyes and what was it? What did they say it? Dot your eyes and dot your Q's or whatever. However that's said, however it's said, however it goes. You just have to be careful and have that goddamn blinky on. I call it the goddamn it. Have that goddamn it on you, just in case people wanna start fucking up. Start looking suspicious. Start looking suspect. Okay? All right. Let me show this shit.
What drove former actor Michael Jace to murder his Christian wife of 10 years, April Jace? I'm going to take a deep dive into the last days of April Jace and discuss how indulging in one's own obsessions and demons can lead to destruction. April Jace was born April Denise Lawn on May 6, 1974. She attended Hawthorne High School in Hawthorne, California, and then she attended college at California State University in Fullerton. By 40 years old, April ran with the Elite Health Team and later with the Trojan Masters Club. She was the 2013 Southern California USA Track and Field W35 champion at 100 meters. W35 is a division that consists of female athletes who've reached the age of 35. She also finished second in the W35 invitational race at the Mount SAC Relays. April ranked as high as number 5 in the U.S. and was a 2011 World Championship finalist individually in the 100 meters and won a gold medal on the USA 4x100 meters relay team. As well, she was a competitive runner on a She was a financial aid counselor at Biola University, a private Christian university, 30 minutes outside of Los Angeles in La Mirada, California. It's a small university with just over 40 for more than 10 years. Michael Jace was born in Paterson, New Jersey.
That is a damn shame, people. That is a freaking shame.
The court.
When you, oh my God, when you have, let's see if I could, message, I'll text myself. Forgive me, like I said, I am not computer savvy. So this is the only way I know how to do it. But he played in a series of roles. One of the roles that I liked him in was The Shield, right? I think he played one of the police officer. In Cradle to the Grave, he played some slick ass, I don't know, pimp, whatever, on the. I mean, God dang. I mean, you gotta look out for certain. You gotta look out for certain people, man. And it could. I mean, again, we gotta stay on the positive track, people. We gotta stay on the positive. We can't go on the negative.
TV Live, I'm Ashley Wilcutt.
Does anybody know? Hold on. Trish. Oh, thank you, Lisa, for the $2 cash app. Or the $2. Forgive me, I'm all over the place. Thank you for the $2, Lisa.
That's ISO. Rack it up, I got a bit of the bank to make me a safe house. Shake it up, she got her hands on her knees and she bringing the cake out. Smoke it up, I got some gas, some packs, I'm up in the greenhouse. Ball it up, I'm with the gang, we taking shots off the rebound. Fucking my post, say now, I've been humble too long, yeah. Tell them all to stay calm, yeah. Tell them all to move on, yeah. Fucking my post, say now, they be lost in the sauce, yeah. Took a loss, that's your loss, yeah. Had to get my point across, yeah. Heard them lanes was talking now and we don't pay that no mind. Didn't need to watch and all that. I be.
Thank you, Lisa, and thank you for the 3 months. Thank you for the 3 months. That's gladly appreciative. And Lisa, once again for the super sticker. Thank you so much.
That's ISO. Rack it up, I got a bit of the bank to make me a safe house. Shake it up, she got her hands on her knees and she bringing the cake out. Smoke it up, I got some gas, some packs, I'm up in the greenhouse. Ball it up, I'm with the gang, we taking shots off the rebound. Fucking my post, say now, I've been humble too long, yeah. Tell them all to stay calm, yeah. Tell them all to move on, yeah. Fucking my post, say now, they be lost in the sauce, yeah. Took a loss, that's your loss, yeah. Had to get my point across, yeah. Heard them lanes was talking now and we don't pay that no mind. Didn't need to watch and all that. I be.
Miss Nebraska, how are we?
I'm good, and you?
I'm a little irritated today, but I'll be all right. I'll be all right.
What's making you irritable?
One, trying to get this thing that Trish sent me and trying to put it on the big screen.
So what she sent you, can you look it up on YouTube and see if there's the same videos on YouTube?
It probably is. Let me check because I think I did the same. This was the same one from what I did earlier. I think. Same one. But what do you think so far? Oh, wait. Hold on. That was from 6 days ago.
I'm still in shock that it was a similar, almost exactly.
It was a similar story?
Yeah, and I'm like, that's crazy. Because here in Alpharetta, in Atlanta, in Alpharetta, last week it was a black young girl who I guess was attacked or killed by, well, unalive, by an Uber driver or something, and then this week,
You mean by an old man?
No, you're not letting me talk.
Oh, my
So
bad.
this week was the older white man who unalived the older black lady. That was in Ohio. Last week was here in Atlanta.
Uh-huh. So, but Chad, no, this is in Milwaukee County.
Right.
And
That's why I was like, wow, this is
Nebraska.
crazy.
Mm-hmm. But here's a, let me see. Let's see. She sent me another one. Let's see. What's this? And so I'm downloading that again as it's complete. Yeah, we seen this one. Yep, we seen this one. Yeah, she sent me another one. But overall, there's still there's still body parts out there for them to collect. They only collected a leg.
He got her body up.
Yeah.
The white dude in Milwaukee.
Drugged her, killed her, sodomized her, and scattered her all over Milwaukee.
Damn.
I'm surprised you didn't see it.
Listen, I saw the black girl here in Atlanta, and I probably saw the black girl in Milwaukee, but maybe I assumed it was the same story because they're very similar.
Yeah, I know.
Then I was kind of puzzled by the old white dude who took out the older black lady. Okay, I knew she was the Uber. She was the Uber driver, right?
The what now?
The
Uber.
older white man who unalived the older black woman this week in Ohio.
Uh-huh.
Somebody was an Uber driver. I'm not sure if it was him or her. And they showed the video of him walking towards her with his gun, and he shot her and unalived her.
I have to look at what you're talking about. But then again, two things can be right at the same time. He was a native, or he was in the military, had 3 prior arrests. Now, when you are in the military and you have 3 prior arrests, that's not a red flag.
Let me see. Uber driver shot and unalived by 81-year-old. Yeah, that was in Ohio.
By 81-year-old.
Old white man.
Yes, he got out and he had like a dirty Harry caliber gun. I think
so. So she the Uber driver who thought she was picking up a package from the man's house.
Mm-hmm.
What? Both appeared to have been victims of scam phone calls. What?
Remember, these two went on a first date. First date. But I think I missed something. Hold on. I think I missed something.
Several of those tips. during this statement, but there are other tips that you need to be aware of, especially on the first date when you're just getting to know a person. And in no way, shape, or form are we saying that Sade is, responsible or did anything wrong. She is an innocent victim. I want to make that clear. But there are certain things that, we need to make sure that we understand as when you're going on a date. There are certain things that usually happen, certain mannerisms, certain attitudes that you need to pay attention to, and also letting someone else know what's happening on the date, continuing to check in with others.
Oh, I like that. That's another great tip we can take along with us. Thank you both so much for this important discussion. Chief Chris Anderson, Detective and Professor Mike Alcazar, thank you both kindly for your time and expertise. We'll see you soon. When we come back, we're going to break down Tuesday's big ruling over the third-party culprit defense in the case against defendant Karen Reed. So will this decision tip the scales of justice in the favor of the Commonwealth?
Join court. Oh, that wasn't much. Hey, Emma.
What's up?
What's up?
Yeah, this must got me pop.
Hi, Emma.
Hey, Miss Nebraska. Yeah. This mess got me pop. I said, look, we got to start icing these MFers out, whatever that means. And I think what I mean by icing them, we got to identify these people. You know what I mean? It's time, because then people are running around here talking about being feminine, fit, and friendly. Nah, I can't be friendly with everybody like that.
Okay, I found another story that happened here in Atlanta 7 days ago. Hold on, how many days ago was it? Yeah, 7 days ago. Last week. Lyft driver Ard kidnapped and robbed woman here in Atlanta. So now, because
he had a gun. There was an old man that had a gun.
Yeah, they got civil suits with Lyft and Uber right now.
Yeah,
so yeah.
Now I'm glad I'm aware of this, because I normally take Lyft when I come back from the airports and stuff at night. So yeah, I'm gonna stop doing that. I'll just drive my car. I'll just drive myself to the airport and pay that airport fee.
Sometimes you gotta make that money any way you can. You know what I'm saying? Take risks. I know plenty of girls here in Vegas. They do it every night, every single night. Now, not saying that they don't have protection on them, but here's the thing: what I will say, I will always tell them, if you're a woman and there's a guy that's wants to sit on the driver's side, tell him to sit on the passenger side. That way you can get a full scope, a full real view of what he is doing, and never have him sit in the front seat. Now, if you have two overgrown men have to sit in the back seat, well, you're just gonna have to take a chance. But overall, have them sit on the passenger side in the back seat.
Well, the woman who was Ard here in Atlanta last week was the passenger, and the Lyft driver was the person who was the guy who attacked her.
Did she check his license? Because you're supposed to have your ID identification right there, or you have to check on
It doesn't say
on the application. You have to check on the application.
It doesn't say if she did all that or not. But I know you're supposed to, when your Lyft driver pulls up, you're supposed to, look at the license plates and
Look at
the
the identical.
see
If
if
he's
it's
the
the same.
identical driver. Yep.
At least that's what I do.
Now,
right now, that girl, she wasn't nothing but a baby.
19 years old.
And she looked like a baby.
Yeah, I know.
These old battle acts out here thinking that little girl can do it. You know what I mean?
But here's what's pissing me off.
That
Why?
she's bigger than nothing. You see how little.
Why in the hell would you go to a stranger's house on the first date? That's the one thing that's boggling my mind.
That's what I'm saying. She's a younger woman. They want to have fun and they think they're missing out on something, and then the whole thing with everything seeing things online, it's different influences. And then we saw her mother speaking, but we didn't, and I think somebody mentioned it in the chat, we didn't see her father. I didn't see
speaking of,
I didn't only see her mother speaking. So her judgment on men, her judgment for certain things, she might not be as aware, or she might just, could be different reasons.
I don't know if that was her. I don't know if that was her brother or her uncle. I'm not sure, but he spoke, and when he spoke, he spoke like a. I ain't gonna even go in that direction, but he did speak. But again, we don't know who he was to her. But I'm going to see.
Let's see. Here's the thing: it's not just young people; it's older people as well. I've lived here in Atlanta for 10 years. I can a whole stream for 2 hours. I can tell you thousands of stories. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
It's not only in Atlanta, but it is an American thing now. People are having sex one night stands. People are having sex first date meetup. People are having sex linking up off of these dating apps. Don't even know each other.
From
like
my
I said in my chat, I have several clients that have gotten pregnant on one night stands. I'm like, what?
From my understanding, there's no work in Atlanta, so a lot of the women and men are down there are prostituting. It's a way of life down there. That's what they do.
Oh yeah, and it's
not
like
a good thing, so it's time to break it up.
It's not just Atlanta. It's a lot of these bigger cities. Your LAs, your Atlantas, your North NYCs, your Chicagos. You know what I'm saying? Your bigger cities have the bigger hubs of sex trafficking, whatever you want to call it. But outside of the sex trafficking in America, it is the norm to now like have sex anywhere, everywhere, one night stands, meet up. Now you have swinger clubs that are popular. Folks are going to swinger clubs, having sex with strangers for the first time, catching God know what. Like, this has become the norm. So it's not just young people, and people in Hollywood do it. That's the reality.
That's the reality. And
But
and
some of
then
them,
going to rave parties and getting your water spiked with all types of shit. And I mean, next thing you know, you're at a P. Diddy party.
No Diddy.
No Diddy.
But they lived through it. This young lady didn't live through this. they here to tell this story. You know what I mean? And this young lady, she's not here to tell her story. And that's nothing against people that made it through it. You know what I mean?
And then also, it's like Generation Z and the Generation Alpha, they don't have a sense of reality, because these are the two generations. They grew up on these video games. You know what I'm saying? So it's very sad and dangerous to watch and see, because they just don't have a sense of reality. They don't.
What if I told you that there are fathers out there who want to control their daughter's sexuality?
Well, I have a comment here. Lisa
What's
said
up?
she might have been naive, and clearly she was, because any grown woman, and a lot of people, they can, and this is not, something that's always a good thing, but I don't know when that picture was from, but his hair wasn't cut. I mean, he looked rough.
No, he was that's what white.
He
Oh,
looked rough. And like you said, some women probably think, I've heard women say, you better go get you a military man. I'm like, what is that supposed to mean? Just because someone's in the military, maybe they should be a good person, but like you said, they could come back and be out of the military and not be a good person, or in the military and not a good person, because Dahmer was in the military. He was in the military talking with people. Yeah.
Okay.
So these people they got me hot, Miss Nebraska.
But see, the thing is, most 18 and 19-year-olds are naive. You know what I'm saying? And not to mention, most women love men in uniform. So this is why women go for military dudes, go for, police officers, dudes in uniforms. For some reason, they just, they're attracted to being in uniforms.
Now, I want to point out something to you very important now. It's not just, I found out that harassment, sexual harassment, narcissistic, narcissism, manipulation plays a part on all females, no matter what age they are. Here's a point. Case in point. Like, share, subscribe to the video. I believe you know who this person is, Miss Nebraska.
Okay.
One second. What the? Okay.
Offer. All of us will be addressing a.
You know who that woman is to the left, do you?
Judge Hatchett.
Do you know the story to
I
this?
actually met her at my cousin's birthday party last February.
Okay. And thank you, Lisa, for the lovely info. This lady was groped.
She was what?
She was groped.
I remember that.
Did you?
It was a judge, right? Was it a judge or a sheriff?
It was a sheriff.
Okay.
It was a sheriff.
I remember that.
Great day of justice that Judge Hatchett so rightly deserved, and so many women, not only in the state of Georgia, but around this country.
For so many women and men who have been victims. And then I want to say to my son,
I just
Wait, now, come on.
My son, Chris Stewart, he's my son.
No, he's my son.
Look, reclaim him. But anyway, so proud of him, so proud of what you do, so proud of the justice.
He looks very familiar.
And representing this phenomenal.
He does look familiar.
Clearly, I am surrounded by an enormous amount of support. And I'm very grateful to my law firm, Stewart Miller Simmons, and all the people here who have really stood in the gap. CK, we have these people, Gerald, they just represent a few of the people who have really been on the battlefield. And as Chris said, CK has really been the person who's been leading this. I want to talk to you about what this has meant to me. And I'm grateful that you're all here so that I can just have this opportunity collectively. Because I hope you understand that every time I talk about this, I am in fact having to relive what happened to me. I was at a reception. I'm going to be very candid with you. I'm going to be fairly brief. I'm going to be very candid about what happened so that there's no misunderstanding about what went on. I was the guest of then retired Sheriff Thomas Brown at a reception for the Georgia Sheriff's Association. I was greeted with I was welcome. People were just happy to see me. People wanted to take pictures. I felt very comfortable. And so for this to happen was just like, my goodness. And I was standing at a table and the defendant, who I will continue to call the defendant, came up uninvited. And I was introduced to him as Judge Hatchett. To be cordial, I'll make this very quick. My family is from Troup County, Georgia. I said that, but I didn't know where Bleckley County was. He poked me just momentarily in the chest. It's right in the heart of Georgia. But then he grabbed my breast. He grabbed my left breast. He squeezed it. He then started rubbing on my breast until Thomas Brown intervened. Literally had to take his hand off of me and push him off of me. I am a very strong woman. I pride myself on being strong. And I really thought I was fine. I'm just going to tell you exactly what happened. I'm fine. This happened Tuesday night. I'm fine. I pressed charges the next morning. I'm fine. I even went to a dinner that Wednesday night. Thursday morning, I could not get out of bed. And I want to be candid about this. I'm being because people who know me, my life is very public, but my life is very private. I bet you $1,000, very few of you could say anything about my personal life, and that is by design. Even before I went on television, I am very private, almost introverted in my personal life. And so here it is, I am sobbing, literally sobbing. I could not stop crying. I could not get out of bed that Thursday morning. My assistant, Naima Rashad, has been with me for some 12 years or so at that time, was like, she'd never seen me like that. I rarely cry. Very few people have ever seen me cry. And I could not even get up to go and get something to eat. That's how, in what horrible shape I was. I'm very candid that I did go into therapy that evening at 6:00 with Dr. Susan May. And I say that because there's sometimes such stigma about therapy. I needed help. And I never expected that I would be so deeply affected by this. I could barely get through my impact statement. See, my eyes are still puffy. I cried and cried and cried in court. And thankfully, I've at least gotten that out so that I hopefully won't break down today, and I might. But what I said is that there is a scar that he left. And what I really resented is that someone could have that kind of power over me. That somebody could make me in that moment feel helpless. I have never felt so helpless in my entire life. And I was angry, frankly. I was angry that I didn't slap him. I didn't kick him. But now I understand victims. I was absolutely frozen. And so I stand here today, as they have said, that I have been on the other side of this. I've never been the victim. I have been the advocate. I have been supporting people. I've been trying to make sure that people's rights were protected. And here I am being a victim. And so it would have been easy for me to just, go home and say, okay, well, it's an unfortunate situation. I had to file charges. There had to be accountability because the message needs to be clear that you cannot do this. How dare you do this? And if he would do this to me after having been introduced to him as Judge Hatchett, what else is happening? What about the women and men who are out here who don't have the resources that I have, who don't have the support of this amazing law firm and these amazing lawyers and all these people in the community who have stepped up and have been with me? This has been 20 months that they have manipulated the system with delays after delays after delays, in my opinion, so that he could hold on to not only his salary, but his pension. And I am going to go there. The governor did nothing. I'm going to go there. The governor, after men and women stood in front of the Capitol last October and demanded that the governor take action.
The governor here in Georgia is off the chain. He is off the chain. So I believe her.
What's so off? I mean, I have not stood foot in Georgia, so you're gonna have to be a little bit more specific.
Have you ever been to the South?
I've been to Savannah.
Savannah
like
is in
South
Georgia.
period.
Savannah is in Georgia.
I got relatives in Arkansas.
Yeah, but if you've been to Savannah, you've been to Georgia.
No, I have not been to Georgia. I've been to Savannah, but I've not been to Georgia. No, I've been to Savannah. I've been to Savannah twice.
So
It's pretty much like, it's almost as similar as Pine Bluff, almost.
Oh, is it Savannah, Arkansas?
No. What I mean is they got the same, let's just call it swampland, even though it's not swampland. They got the same growing trees and the same whatnot. Georgia has water bugs. Like, we got ticks and shit.
We-On-Loc. So you've been to the city of Savannah?
Savannah, yes.
Okay, the Savannah that I know is here in Georgia. So what Savannah did you go to?
You know what? My mind said Atlanta. My mind said Atlanta. But no, I've never been to Atlanta. I've been to Savannah, but I've never been to Atlanta. Does that
Yes, that makes
again
sense.
My mind is
I feel you. I got you.
Let's go here. But you gotta give a little bit more specifics on Atlanta there. Even though it's covered by millionaires.
Brian Kemp is the governor of Georgia. He's the governor of the state of Georgia. Okay. Who's the mayor here? I forgot his name. I took a picture with him last year at the birthday party. But he's the mayor here in Atlanta.
Wait, Lisa should know.
That's his name, Brian Kemp. He's the governor of Georgia.
Okay. So okay.
So yeah, he will. He's a part of the good old boys club, and in my opinion, he's very ignorant. So,
Is he black or white? Black or white?
He's Caucasian. There are there have been very few black governors here in the United States of America. I think there was a black governor of New York, and maybe a black governor of another state that I can't think of. But as of 2024, there's not that many black governors here that's been in the United States of America. So, but yeah, he's Caucasian, and he's a part of the good old boy club. So what she said, I definitely believe her, because that sounds like something he would do.
And Andre.
Yes, thank you, Lisa. That's his name, Andre Dickens. I took a picture with him last March at my cousin's birthday party.
Interesting.
He's the mayor. He's the mayor in Atlanta. Brian Kemp is the governor of Georgia.
Mm-hmm. Wow. Emma.
I'm still here. Nope, I'm still here. So yeah.
Does it bother?
Yeah, definitely.
Okay. This is a dumbass question. I'm gonna ask this to the both of you. Okay, man randomly comes up and grabs your titty. What do? Do you embrace it? Do you smack the shit out of him, or do you hit him with the blinky?
That I'm glad you asked that, because I said I think some girls, and she even said it in there, and some women, she said she was mad at herself, but then again, she by being frozen, she knew how a victim felt. But she said, she just wondered what it would feel like if she just slapped him. But that's why I was gonna say some women would have came down on him. And that's not saying that's a good or a bad thing. I'm just saying there's some women. Well, you saw one the other night. You showed one, the one lady, the fitness woman, and the dude in the van that tried to get her.
Oh, you mean the kickboxer?
He had the audacity to try her. So imagine like how these predators, they will try anybody's. So yeah, I would say I would hit him, or kick him in the nuts or something. Because at that point, I got that advice from men. Because at that point, other men is the ones telling me that it's inappropriate. Because at that point, now it's getting serious. But that has happened to me before. I should have reported, because I could have sued.
And see, people call me a simp for this. People always call me a simp for this.
Struck back.
And I should come out with this, even though, just to even the playing field a little bit. But I'm gonna let this simmer for a little while, because
he was like, for what she was saying, he literally like almost like played with her boob, like her left breast, she said, and it was something that went on for like more than a second, and it shouldn't be even a tap or a swipe anyway.
Well, I told Lisa this today. I said, if a man has the ability to grab your breast and play with it, and you don't do anything for 5 seconds,
and you in a gown too, a blouse or whatever, you know what I mean? No. It doesn't matter what you're in. when it happened to me, it was extremely inappropriate, and it was not acceptable. So that's why I'm not saying get violent with people, but like that woman, if he'll try a kickboxer, you know, these guys, they'll try you. So steer clear if you can. I'd just be like, excuse me.
Are you guys I'm sure you guys hear this all the time. I'm sure you guys hear this every day online and so on and so forth. You tired of men yet?
Who, me?
That's just
How
a,
can
it's
I
a
be? They
all
lifted
of
me
you.
up. No, no, but everything's not for everybody though. You know what I mean? So um the men, some of the men that I know, you know, of course, um, they lift me up. And so that's why I'm happy to speak out on this where they might not have time to, come on out. And I will speak and tell you what they told me. It was guys that told me, well, my cousin knock him out and drag him. You know, they say definitely if a man touches you, you you hit, but and then few things that men have told me to do. I'm getting this advice from other men, so I'm thinking it's okay.
Wait, what now? I
Yeah,
just heard
knock them out and
that
drag them. Like, and if it's more than one woman, we can all hit them, and knock them out. Is what this guy was telling me. If they try something, um, he was like, all of us just knock them out and drag them outside.
there's all types of way to knock them out. Just basically kick them in their nuts or smack them in their shin, and they'll just fall like a grape. But Bridget, that was very interesting. I just heard a panel talk about the
Now, I will say
men.
this real fast, We-On-Loc, because I don't want to let that go like that because I am an African warrior. Now, one thing about women when they strike, what I learned was it is important that you do, if you can, you might can get some tips for self-defense, which I need to do myself again. So because when you do strike, you have to think, like, especially if you're up against, probably a dude, you want to strike and be able to kind of get away or try to bring them down, because if you strike and you don't get them good, or if you don't, in some cases, if you don't off them, then they could get mad. And if they have a weapon or anything, that they could get, if you don't hit them good enough, they could get mad, and they could try to take your life. And then
I would think well of how to. I think I know how to defend myself, but
nah,
as
I'm
far
talking about women.
yeah, as far as a woman is concerned, um, fatal. You learn fatal um um weak points. Fatal weak points to where to strike and where to hit hard, and hit hard for enough for you to get up, find the phone, call the police. Why did I say find the phone? If you don't have a cell phone by now, you sorry as hell. But anyway,
And what you can do, it's a lot. I can tell you more stuff later, which y'all probably already know, but you can keep stuff. It's not like you're walking around here like you some type of killing machine. No. If you happen to have something around you, you have to use it as a weapon, but make sure you get them good.
right. Miss Nebraska, you have a voice. You probably scream the shit out of somebody and annoying the hell out of your victim to the point where they'll leave you alone. Not really exactly. You probably just irritate them with some shit. But what say you, Miss Nebraska? If someone were to do you dirty, do you embrace it, kick them in the nuts, or use the goddamn it on them?
I've been in Judge Hatchett situation before, in college a couple of times, and I went off. You know, guys trying to grab your butt or stuff like that, and I went off. It was one time we went to this college party at ECU in North Carolina, and it was this real tall guy. He was in line, and we jumped the line, went to VIP, and he was trying to get my attention, and I ignored him. And when we had to like walk by them, and he grabbed my arm, and before I could even react, one of my girlfriends spit in his face. And I was like, whoa. That could have went so left. Now, now that we're older, and I look back, I'm like, the Lord was with us, because that could have went so left. But we were not having it. Like, keep your hands to yourself.
She must not fear death.
It happened so fast. Like, I mean, she reacted before I could even react, because I was about to like smack his hand and cuss him out, like I normally do. But she was on it. She got to him before I could even respond. So, I mean,
I bet.
You gotta have your ride or dies when you out and about, especially you like when you're younger, because we were all in college and we looked out for each other. So yeah.
Well, I'm sorry that had to happen. All condolences to you, and my
Never suspended him.
My first advice to you is get you a taser. My second advice to you is
well, that was in college. I'm a full grown woman now, so in college.
Either way, I don't care if you're 18 or 55. You gonna have to have some type of bitch get off me type of equipment.
Right. I agree.
And the bitch that's on you, all you have to do is point it at their direction and say, bitch, get off me.
Right. I agree. I think my parents should have, had me have a taser or something when I was in college. Now, of course, as an adult, of course, I carry, I'm licensed to carry. I got my Georgia license, carry the license. It's all gravy. I live in the South. You have to understand where you live at. You have to research your laws, the state that you live in, and you have to know your surroundings. So, when I moved here to Georgia, you best believe I went and got my carry to license. Okay. And if I lived in Florida, I would have my carry to license.
That is correct.
So, but yeah, in college, I wish I would have known better. I wish, somebody would have been like, you need a taser on you. And go figure, I was going to school for pre-law, so I should have had a taser.
Man, you should know. Fuck a taser. I'd have gave you one of them. I will give you Miss Pinky. Miss Pinky carried 17. Put one in the chain.
But also, I had more guy friends than females. So when I would go out, most of the time they were with guys, and I didn't have no issues. I never had issues when I went out with guys.
I'm sorry. Some of these guys.
I never had issues like that when I went out with my guy friends. Never. They weren't even having it. If you even looked like you were going to disrespect me, they was on it. You know, these situations only happen if it was like if I was with a group of, you know, of women.
I could get messy. I could.
Go for it. Go for it.
I'll do that tomorrow. But here's the thing. Oh, you're gonna hate me.
Why would I hate you?
Because this is a channel of balance, and just like I protect the sisters, I had to get on y'all as well. Again, like I said yesterday, or was it the day before? I said yesterday, what is up with y'all in number one, toga parties with white folks? 2, being with white folks. 3, being with white folks. 4, being with dumbass white folks. And finally, 5, being with white people.
Do y'all remember?
Just in case you're gonna ask, well, black people do it too. What's the percentage?
Do y'all remember?
Well, because right after you, Miss Nebraska, I want to tell We-On-Loc something.
Well,
okay.
What is the percentage of a black motherfucker carving your ass up and spreading your body across town to where you're trying to find a head, you're trying to find an arm, you don't even know if a heart is locked in storage somewhere. I mean, he literally was afraid, and only white people can do this.
No, it's other people from other. Yeah.
Yep, you know that.
We're talking about here in the United States of America now.
Georgia.
I'm talking about Americans too. Well,
yeah, just Americans. Yeah, period. Because it was black people. This one young girl in Georgia. It just came to mind, Mr. Breska. They couldn't find her after she had been with her friends. They were black. It was bodies in trunks. It was a bunch of mess going on.
Mm-hmm.
Remember that? She was tied.
Yeah, I think I remember hearing about that. Yep.
I told you.
And I just real fast. I only need 1 second. Is that I wanted to tell We-On-Loc. We understand that we're not trying to talk about black men, but what we want to get young people to see is that you can't think just because somebody's black they're okay.
Facts.
That's not going to be.
I never said that. I never said that.
That's not what it's about.
I never said that, and I understand where you're coming from.
How that worked out for people. We named it last time. You got your Polites, you got your Z Yorks, you got your.
But Polite never fucking did any of that bullshit that this white boy did.
That's what I want to know. What's next?
Not even Young Pharaoh. Not even Young Pharaoh did all that bullshit.
I'll go ahead and yield.
I'm just not even Young Pharaoh. None of the people, even though they're a bunch of knuckleheads.
And then Nature Boy, they was on their way. People that had passed away, babies buried, hard labors. People.
I get it.
Forceps. Look. It's getting creepy, and it's definitely fishy.
Yeah.
So we don't want our young people to go out here and be like, "Oh, he's black," and this and that. No, it's the same.
But again, Emma, you know how I am.
Because I don't.
You know me. And having Umar interview Zoe, pretty soon going to interview brother RZA pretty soon. I particularly hate it when you sisters go
we have to talk about
why?
The real
They
deal.
go to fucking toga parties and get drunk off. What the fuck are y'all doing at toga parties?
What is
But
it?
who
I forgot
started
what
though?
party.
Who started though? Black men started it.
Black men started toga parties.
Black women
me
were not
look.
the ones who
I
went
can't
to the Congress to ask for access to white men and white women. We weren't that. That was black men who did that.
Y'all get Vines here.
Wait a minute.
Lisa and
Yeah.
been killing them too, but
y'all.
They've been, you know, but
I
I'm just.
I need a black man.
See, and the agenda is not, and like you said, it all plays a part in what we have to at this cutoff point. Because we definitely don't want to send that message. I know I don't, because with me being a woman.
What message are you talking about?
Well, you know, you thinking because you're saying what percentage of black and white men and stuff, and time is of the essence right now. This young lady, okay, yeah, this dude was white, but that's not saying that because someone is black, they're okay. They still need to go through the same process of respect, honor, expectations, boundaries, and what's the last one? It's Nebraska. Expectations, boundaries, and whatchamacallit. Okay. So
okay, I'm gonna give you one. I'm gonna give you another name. I'm gonna give you another name that you're familiar with. I'm gonna give you another name that you're familiar with. Jeffrey Dahmer.
If I was a black man, that's I wouldn't want to talk about it. But to me,
if you was a black man, you wouldn't want to talk about it.
Yeah, because most of his victims look like they were black men.
They were black men.
Yeah.
Hey, well, you tell me then.
They were black men. He stuffed them all in.
You know what I mean? I know that black woman next door who kept telling the police
with their booty holes and stuff, and then carving them up.
And see, black women.
The boy that tried to escape, he caught up with him and told the officer. He told the officer he doesn't. He's seen how he doesn't know what he's doing. And the officer smelled something funny coming from the apartment. If I was the officer, I'd been like, "What the hell is that smell, sir?" And then I would have checked the apartment. And even if it was my life on the line, I would have checked that refrigerator. What was in that refrigerator? Body parts. Name one black man who done that shit.
I can tell you, you know, within my spirit right now, anytime certain smells have certain spirits, and then also just within your senses and the science of it. Some people might know a dead body when they smell one, or some people say, "Look, I smell a rat." Something's up, and it's about the smell. I couldn't be in even if I smelled it close by, like any type of situations going on, because that's why I don't go over people's house.
Okay.
It's just don't even go over people's house, y'all.
What's the difference between a food smell, a animal smell, and a human body smell?
Well, because animals secrete these different oils, they secrete, constantly secrete oils out of their skin. So they give off their smell from that too. And that's why it seems like you can never get rid of it, because they're constantly secreting that oil. So we secrete different, it's a different makeup. So the different smells, and the difference between, if you can smell if somebody, it's different. A lot of different stuff you can smell. You can smell something's dead. You can smell somebody got roaches.
I never said, Lisa, that there were no black men doing the exact same thing. I said give a percentage. This is one. That's 0.5.
Well, we all got, you forgot the one you posted the other night that was with the kickboxing woman. He had already, what they say, 100 something women he had assaulted or off.
Yeah. He did. Did he chop? Did he? Was there
That dude
report?
was black. He looked black to me.
Okay. Did he? Was there reports of him chopping up bodies?
They said he had. What's the cutoff? I don't understand. What's the cutoff point? And most people chop the body up so you can't identify it. So it'll be harder for them to kind of put everything together.
Okay, my point to all this is just because, and not often do you get this all the time. Not often do you get this all the time. You always get this all the time from white. Always. I'm not going to start hopping fences. I'm not going to stop going out all because of one or maybe two or three bad things.
You know what? We-On-Loc. I'm starting to get heated because
get heated, goddammit.
There was a lecture that Dr. Ifa Tunde had did, and that's supposed to be your boy. And Dr. Ifa Tunde has said, and you can't ask him did he say it, because I will go head to head with Dr. Ifa Tunde. And he said, and this is true, because he said, you think it looks like that because the black woman and the white guy, okay? You think it looks like white people are doing all this stuff, right? But at the same time, there's not that many. When you do see them, that's something that's been going on here recently more, I think, in public and stuff. So, but white men might, because they're still men. What Dr. Ifa Tunde was saying was, because black women are not protected and black men don't protect the chastity of their women, that's why all this stuff is being tried right and left and amongst each other, because they're thinking, within their culture, they, it's been said that they protect the chastity of their women. Like if something were to happen with and it comes from, something were to happen, like the young man, what was his case? Where he's supposed to have whistled at a white woman. It could be something that would trigger, yes. And so you
who in our community gives a fuck about Emmett Till?
And
other than me,
I used that was because just by them even doing that little bit, that's the history that goes back with that. And for us, they come in and probably think, well, hey, if they're not going to support this, I might as well do what I don't know, you know what I mean? So sometimes men might not realize what an example they are, because you have to think, if you do have other men from other races that are willing to possibly bring wealth into the community, possibly willing to struggle for the community, there ain't no incentive. They're like, well, hey, this is just a free situation, So it might seem like that, but anyway, Lisa said 100, so that's that. But yeah, they don't protect the chastity of their women.
And you know what? She is absolutely, or he is absolutely correct. You all are correct. You all are correct. However, what I've seen and what I've heard all thus far is saying to me, what purpose, what drives you? Okay, I get it. Black dudes who often just talk down on black women. I get it. I get it all. I get it. I mean, bitches ain't shit but hoes and tricks. I get all that. I'll kick a woman in her titty. I get all that, yo. I get it. But goddamn, you mean to tell me you can't find a quality black man out there? There's none. None whatsoever? You can't find not one? Have you ever been to the local library? Have you been to Tasty Cake? Have you
Let's
been
give
to...
them time because we don't, let's give people time to get into relationships because I think this is what is causing this type of stuff.
Not everybody wants to be in a relationship, remember? Not everybody wants to be in a relationship. All they want to do is have sex. It's what Mr. Brassic said. All they want to do is just have sex.
We were talking about it became a way of life because of systematic, well, we didn't say all that, but systematic things that are going on, there. Because I think Atlanta has a long history by now.
And another thing, y'all need to be careful of dating military men because they still carry the post-traumatic stress disorder with them.
And let's just keep it real. Some of them are still married. I mean, these things right here are red flags. You're still married. You got kids all over the place. I don't know. You got to figure out what these people got going on, military or not.
I agree with her. Whether he's in the military or not, in this day and age, women should be doing background checks. Men should be doing background checks. Period. Because I mean, we have technology at our fingertips. We should use it. Like
where was all this shit then? Background checks.
Like I said earlier in the chat, like if I was a single mother in this day and age, I would be petrified to date. Like I would be terrified. Like I feel sorry. My heart goes out to women who are raising children on their own and they want love and they want a man in their life and they want a husband and it's scary out here. I would be terrified.
I get it. I understand it. I just think we can do better. That's just my opinion. We can just do a whole lot better.
Until this today, when he resigned, he has been on salary and will have his full benefits. And so that is outrageous and it's unacceptable. And yes, I went there. And so I will stay and I will take a few questions today. And I appreciate you all being collectively here so that I don't have to keep reliving this over and over as I talk. But I just want to say to the victims out there, speak up. People have to be accountable. And the judge said to me before I left the court today, I hope that you will continue to speak up. And that is what I will do. That is what this law firm will do. That is what others who are in this fight day in and day out will do. Because we must be the voice for the voiceless. We must stand in the gap. We must be there to support people who are not able to do what needs to be done to seek justice. And so with that, I will open it up for questions. And I got through it without falling apart. But if you go back and see the courtroom tape this morning, I mean, I was just all over the podium. I mean, I was like, whoop. And I didn't think I would, but I did. I mean, it's been hard.
Patrick, why do you suppose the court system and the government took so long to recognize that this was serious?
Well, first of all, the governor still hasn't done anything. The defendant resigned this morning before entering a plea to preserve, basically, in my opinion, his pension. Had he taken the plea and been on the record as being guilty of this sexual assault, he would have forfeited under state law. And so I think that this was carefully orchestrated. I said to the judge this morning, I appreciate the backup with COVID and so forth and so on, but he was scheduled to plead, let's be very clear, the second week in September of last year, and he didn't. And it kept getting delays, He was gonna plea, I'm gonna go to trial, I'm gonna plea, back and forth, until finally I was like, I'm done. I can't do this anymore. And it was finally set. And I think that Judge Brewer did a remarkable job. He actually went further than what the prosecutors asked for this morning. And he made it very clear as to why he did not grant first offender coverage or what am I trying? Protection. Thank you. That's why I have good people around me. Does that answer your question?
Yes. How do you feel about this sentence?
I think that justice was served. I do think that there was an abuse of the system on behalf of the defense. In this case, I just think there were too many delays. I would have liked for the solicitor to have been far more aggressive in opposing so many delays, because I think she got outmaneuvered, frankly. I mean, you know me long enough to know I'm just going to tell you what I think. I think she got outmaneuvered, and to the point where I had to put my foot down and say, absolutely enough. This has got to be resolved. And if he hadn't entered the plea today, he would then be, we would be on trial next Monday and Tuesday. And so I didn't know whether he would show up this morning. I mean, we went, and it was scheduled, but we didn't know for sure whether he did. And he did resign, as I said shortly before. But I do think justice was served. I do. I think there has to be accountability, and I think that this all needs to be done publicly. I will also add that his attorney had asked some time ago through the prosecutor to communicate with me if I would accept his apology and drop the charges. And the answer was an emphatic no. He did not apologize to me. The judge gave him 3 opportunities to say,
oh, never mind.
Each time you were there, each time the judge said, is there anything else you wish to say? 3 separate times in the process. And he said no. It would have taken him 30 seconds to have I was right on the front row. It would have taken 30 seconds to say, I'm sorry. He never said it. And you know what? It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter, because I do not define myself based on whether he will ever apologize to me. That is not who I am. And I really, that's it. I don't care if he apologizes.
Is there a different standard for women victims accused of violence?
I'm sorry,
Is there a different
standard for?
Issue of standard.
Well, I think.
To women victims who are particularly accused of
Well, I can't say that emphatically. I do think in this situation that it was handled poorly. I do. I think the governor could have made an important statement, as I was talking about earlier, that spoke to this and the impropriety of this. And for the governor's office to issue a statement saying that they weren't going to do anything because he was not on duty is absurd. It's ludicrous. And so I can't say yes emphatically on that, but I do have real concerns about what happens. And let me just go a step further on this. What if I were not Judge Hatchett? What if I didn't have a Chris Stewart? What if I didn't have a C.K. Hopper? What if I didn't have a Gerald Griggs? And all of these lawyers and all of these people who have come and stood with me shoulder to shoulder to shoulder. What if I couldn't afford to go to therapy? What would have happened that Thursday? What would have happened to me? You know, I am surrounded by so much support because I'm Judge Hatchett. But what about the women and men victims who aren't? And that's why I've dedicated so much of my life, as you know, professionally, advocating and trying to be a voice for people who don't have a platform, who will never be able to stand in front of a press conference, who will never be heard. And so, yeah, I did file charges, and yes, I was going to see this through, and I was not going to dismiss the charges under any circumstances.
I am going to, at this time, ask to have first share, subscribe the video, and for those who have something on their mind at this particular time about, let's do it like this. if you have an issue with the commentary of today, if you have an issue with the panels, any type of panel, any type of content creator who does not go on his or her platform and address these particular issues, whether it be assault, whether it be molestation, whether it be rape, whether it be all these particular terrible things. If you have an issue with a content creator and not able to step up and address these sort of things and try to hold certain people accountable for even blurting out that very same sentiment in a evil, sinister type of a way, then please speak on it. Come up on the platform, be in the chat, speak on it. Because there are very few platforms that will hold certain people accountable for even blurting out certain stuff and have joking about it, or so I want to have an opportunity at this time to even thank my two co-hosts, Miss Nebraska and Emma, for even coming up and just being brave. And I want to also thank the people in the chat as well for being brave and actually seeing this thing through, because not a lot of people like addressing this type of stuff. And like I said before, I want to give a shout out to Amazing Lucas for putting this out there. Right now we're just going at each other about some dumb shit, but nevertheless, don't be afraid to talk to your children about this very same thing, boy or girl, because these things are very serious. You can lose your life eventually. We want to see these things through. This is a brand new year, and already it's getting stranger. Marriages, at one point in time, I think it was Trish that said that 50% of marriages are going up. I would love to see those statistics, because what I've been hearing is that 70% of marriages have gone down and divorce rates have gone up. So I would personally like to even though I don't like the statistics, I like the eye test better. I like to see things for myself, and I see a lot more than I hear. And I believe what I see more than I hear. You know why? Because I don't live in this reality. This is not my reality. Being with my family is reality. With that being said, y'all got the floor. Let me see. Any, many, mighty, mo.
I'm still here.
Okay, since you spoke, go ahead. You got the floor.
What's your question?
I don't have a particular question. I just wondering if you had a thought, because not a whole bunch of people are comfortable in their skin talking about this specific thing, right? And with Judge Hatchett's case, and many other cases, it's like people are, people who are supposedly allegedly free, or people who have privileges in this country think that they can do any damn thing that they want vis-a-vis Donald Trump. Now you got this raggedy motherfucker.
From what
Right?
he's being mistreated. Saying he had to get welfare.
Who's being mistreated?
That's what Donald Trump be. That's why he talks like the people, like the powers that be have mistreated him. He's being, you know what I mean, not being treated right. They're lying on him.
But the boy's a billionaire. What do I have? Why do I have sympathy for a man who is a billionaire? Come on now.
He said he had to take welfare.
Welfare, my ass.
Yeah,
I mean, this is what I mean. I mean, grab him by the pussy. Doesn't that sound familiar?
Yeah, you know what? I think he had to pay $465 million to get bailed out. So he might be out on bond.
What?
Yeah, he had to pay 400 because he told with quick side he told the people they taking all his money he had to spend because he had to pay 465 million to get out of jail.
465. Is that accurate? Anybody, is that accurate? 465 million? That's a bit much.
Yeah, he had to pay to get out. He's out on bond, I think.
406. Did he use his 401k to get out? 365 million is a lot of freaking money. Come on now.
465 million.
Excuse me, 460. That's still a lot. That's like hitting the goddamn lotto. God. I didn't know that. I thought it was somewhere in the millions, but $400 million.
Yeah.
Be careful, yo. Be careful. Be careful. A lot of these, what's going on? This world has just shown you ways that you can get away with anything when you're privileged. When you are privileged, you can get a grant, you can get a loan, you can get privacy, you can get
I had a brush and floss my teeth real quick.
Okay.
You finna bite somebody? No.
I gotta keep these choppers. I gotta keep these choppers clean.
I got you. Oh, and that's another thing. For those who get strangled or whatever, you know your teeth, if you have all your teeth, you can bite the shit out of somebody. Okay, Bridget, thank you for stopping by. Take care. You can bite the shit out of somebody. 600 pounds of pressure. And you get them off your bite they dig. But I want to get messy. I don't want to do it right now because I'm so tired. But I'm gonna have to get messy tomorrow. I'm gonna have to get a little bit messy tomorrow.
I'm gonna miss the messiness because I'll be traveling in the air. Darn.
Where are you going? You're going nowhere.
I'm going back home.
You're going back home. Speaking of home, I need to go back to Michigan also and visit my family. But yeah, here's the thing. I don't like traveling. I don't like traveling in the air.
Why?
Is number one, people stink. And when you're traveling in what's it called? Blue Jet. You got Blue Jet. You got Delta, which I love flying Delta, but it's too damn expensive. You got American Airlines. You got Spirit. So you got Blue Jet and Spirit, right? Just imagine you're clumped up together like this. And a lot of people like using cologne. Just number two, I do not like all them goddamn bubbles in the air. I do not like turbulence. Turbulence sucks.
So you have a phobia of flying, basically.
Yes.
What you're saying. Okay.
Yes. Yes. I have a phobia of flying. And white folks. Yes. But that's okay.
I can't relate. I've been flying since I was a tiny little girl. So I would rather get on a plane than get in the car.
Okay, but when you're driving, it's just you. And
no,
just pull the
get
road
there quicker in the air. Like it takes 18 hours to
drive fast.
Who wants to drive 18 hours to drive across country? Not me. When I can get there in 2 hours in the air.
Hell, I did it. We drove to Vegas to Florida one time. This is just seeing the countryside. Come on.
No, negative. The furthest I will drive, and I have drove, was from North Carolina to Georgia or Florida. You know, I live a couple of hours from Florida, so 3 hours is nothing. But 18, 17 hours? Absolutely not.
Anybody want to see anything? Anybody want to see any messiness? Anybody want to hear anything messy?
We live in a messy country as it is, so I mean,
okay.
Just turn
I'm
on the
sure
news.
everybody knows about Jaguar, right?
Yes.
I love this woman.
I heard she recently threw Beyonce mama under the bus.
She threw everybody under the bus.
But the latest tea is she threw Beyonce mother under the bus. That's the latest tea.
Man, let's have some fun for what? Let's have some fun. Let's have some good fun.
His wife went to jail so that they could poison her to death.
We're going to circle right back to that. Jeez Louise. Oh, my God. So when you said the day of the raid, you're talking about the raid on both Miami and California.
And New York simultaneously.
Wait, New York was?
Yeah, the New York house was raided as well.
Oh, wow. That didn't even. Yeah, they didn't.
That could hurt some people. Which is why the last time I sat on this blue couch, I said what I said. Congratulations, young Miami. Run as fast as Cassie did.
You did say that. It was a bar.
You said this.
Did you see something being around Cassie? Did you see anything being around?
I don't spend time around Cassie, and I haven't seen Cassie in person since she was with Ryan Leslie.
Was there something in her eyes that you saw? The way, like now
I'm gonna put it to you this way: there are mutual acquaintances between her and I, and that's as far as I can go.
Okay.
I don't talk to her, but I speak to her.
Did you get a chance to see her indictment? What she claimed happened?
Oh no, I reviewed all the files, and everything that she said is everything that I said with Storm Monroe 3.5 years ago. Exactly what I said it was.
Were you surprised about anything that came in?
No.
Wow. So
Nobody else should have been either. Young Jock. You diddy do wop bop. You. Because you told the truth, Jock. And then after Diddy called you, you went back and tried to clean it up. But your all about is off the Stevie J's. You Diddy do wop bop.
Do you feel like that's the reason why this beef, that Stevie J stands where he stands between the beef with 50 Cent and Diddy?
I don't know where Stevie J stands. I only know Stevie J sitting on a drum set or fuck. I don't know where he stand.
Man.
I know what he stand up in. And I know what done stood up in him. Jocelyn?
So I'm just
like
curious.
these are the you like half man. No disrespect. Jocelyn rough.
Shoulders is.
And the way she like running up on, I already know she done strapped up on you.
Ooh.
Everybody okay?
Yes, I'm gonna be watching this. I didn't know she did a new one.
Yeah, this is the newest one. This is the newest one.
I mean, and all the T's getting blurred out.
What'd you say? All the holes getting burnt out?
It seemed like some words were getting blurred out.
Oh, Lisa, this is only the tip of the iceberg. This is just the tip of the iceberg. Pay attention.
So, Jack, let me ask you. There's some of the shocking things.
I hear that mean with a harness.
Oh. Okay, not a harness.
Yeah.
So I gotta ask you this. I'm sure somebody's already asked you this, but have you ever been to a P. Diddy party?
Yeah, several, many, honestly.
And so, can you take us through like what goes on, like when you were there?
What did I say when y'all asked me about why was the TD Jakes at the Diddy party?
Yeah.
What'd I say? Money and sex.
That's correct. Were you surprised that there were so many cameras in his houses?
No.
That he's recording these?
He is the J. Edgar Hoover of hip hop.
Okay.
Y'all done seen him put on the pyramid with a skirt?
So let me ask you, when you hear that Cassie was told to hire male escorts to come in what they call freak-offs now.
Yeah.
Everybody okay?
I'm okay.
You don't sound okay.
Yes, I am okay. Why wouldn't I?
You're like, I'm all right.
I'm listening.
This is her third one, right?
No, you know what? I got it. What channel is that? Uncensored Truth. She just said Young Jock and Stevie J had something going on. Is that what she said?
The Uncensored Truth, correct. So say that again.
I said, did she say Young Jock and Stevie J had something going on?
You know what? It's Hollywood. Anything can fucking happen. All right. It was supposed to be a feud between Kendrick Lamar and J. Cole, right?
Yeah.
Kendrick did that diss track. Cole retaliated, but he went backwards and apologized.
Yeah.
And people didn't like that. I said, Fuck that. That's what you're supposed to do. And what happened? What happened? Some odd weeks later, they were up on stage together.
Okay.
Now that's what y'all. That's how it's supposed to be. That's how it's fucking supposed to be.
Well,
And
anyway,
Kendrick already said his little ordeals about fucking Diddy. But you know what the evil thing Diddy did? He had I think he had his niece, right? Playing with his niece. And he had his niece repeat the names, right? All these particular names. Did you see it?
no, I'm just listening.
He had her repeat all these goddamn names. Hold on. We're gonna get messy here tonight. We're gonna get fucking messy here. Just this once.
That's something normal that happens in Hollywood.
Yeah.
Freak offs.
Right.
Okay.
Everybody know that. I've been saying it.
Yeah.
How many times I got these is wild.
So do you feel like people, when they hear pink cocaine, Young Miami has to bring across?
Right, the Tusi.
Yeah, the Tusi. That's what they call.
I found out. I talked to my drug guy because I wanted to be informed. Because people was calling the Tusi, that's calling it the Tunchi. I didn't know which one it was, so I talked to my drug guy, and my drug guy filled me in, and then it made perfect sense. Tusi.
Talk to him.
Drugs with Jaguar.
Let's talk.
Drugs education.
101.
So Tusi is the cocaine, but they take the ketamine and cook it up. And they fold it into the coke. Now, if you don't know what ketamine is what they call on the street Special K. It's a veterinary drug. It's a horse tranquilizer. Now, gay men have been using this for years. See, back in the day, if you went to a gay party or a gay rave, there were certain drugs that you would always find on hand. Viagra, ecstasy, Special K, and cocaine. Now, see, the cocaine keep you up all night, but unfortunately, it gives you limp noodle because of what the blood flow is. So you wants to fuck with a half-hard dick all night. So that's why you had the Viagra to make sure that the dick involuntarily stays hard while you're numbing your fucking self with the coke. Now, see, the ketamine, that's a horse tranquilizer. So that relaxes all your muscles. You could get fucked by 80 fucking ton gorillas. You wouldn't feel a thing. So now your dick is gonna stay hard. You numbed up and you high. You got the ketamine in you so you don't feel shit. And then you add the ecstasy to put in the feeling that you've now blocked out. And now you got a party.
Freak off cocktail.
Yeah. So now the Tusi, they done skipped. They done skipped all the steps. They condensed it. Wow. So you got the cocaine in there, and then you got the ketamine in there, and they say that some of the dealers add the ecstasy in there. Now the Viagra, you still got to take that solo. But with the Tusi, you got all of that. The gay cocktail, off cocktail, in the one thing. And the reason why it's pink is because they put the food coloring in it. They think, he said he think they got it from the Breaking Bad. You remember how they was making the mess, and they made it a special color. So they done that with the Tusi.
Wow.
It's the food coloring.
You think that?
As if you need more. When did high not get high enough? Like, I'm trying to understand.
Yeah, to the point where you have to fly it across. Like, I need that here tonight. Can you get that here? Like, no.
I need that here.
Is everybody okay?
Yes, I'm okay.
Lisa's not okay.
Well, Lisa.
Lisa's throwing up. Oh shit.
That's what you're gonna be doing if you take that stuff. You're gonna be getting sick.
Sick than a mother.
Mm-hmm.
And it's the amount of cocaine that you do.
Okay.
And it's the amount of X that you do. You know, at these particular parties, they give you a tray. You got your Coke. You got your X. You got your Molly. You got... You missed it. I'm not playing again.
I watched her interviews already.
I watched her interview already.
But I had to take a phone call though.
I watched her interview already. Lisa throwing up. Whoa.
So, Miss Nebraska, did I hear her say that Jock and Stevie had something going on?
Yup.
Okay. That's why I said I heard her say. I'm not saying it's true or what, but
she also said that Tina Knowles slept with Jay-Z to get Beyonce on.
You can believe that?
I don't know what to believe, but I will say this: everything that she's been saying over the last 3 years, people, didn't believe her. They called her crazy. They said she was a lie, and then this thing with Diddy came out, and everybody was quiet. So, I mean, she was there back then in the early 90s. She saw everything go down.
Mm-hmm. Wow. That's something else, isn't it? I mean, with the Jay-Z thing.
Oh, that's nothing. That's nothing. That's nothing compared to what happened to Aaliyah. Now, it's bad enough that you stole a whole identity, right? Of Dame Dad. But you stole his girl too? And you allegedly got that girl killed. And she was how old when she was murdered?
She was young. She was like 23 or something. 22.
23 and about to get married. About to get married to Dame. But she was effed around by R. Kelly at age 14, just like when just something similar to Rihanna. I would not be shocked and I would not be surprised if one of these times Rihanna gets into that same mess that Aaliyah got in and something happened to her. And she's a billionaire. Think about it. It's Hollywood.
All I know is I would have no desire to be anywhere in or around Hollywood.
Well, I mean, don't get me wrong. There are certain that you can still make a living in Hollywood.
Negative.
You can still make a no. You can still make a living in Hollywood.
For myself, I'm speaking for Nebraska. I can't speak.
You're gonna come to Hollywood and you're gonna make a living. But there's certain in Hollywood, right? That
I wouldn't want to be a stylist, a hairstylist, a clothing stylist, a manager. I don't care. I don't want.
I'm talking about with mid-level, low budget type shit. I'm not talking about the A class, because you're never going to be A class unless you perform a little something.
I would not want anything to do with Hollywood. Usher's ex-wife, she was what you consider low budget. She was just a stylist, and
But you
they
can
started.
say no.
She become a wife, and then look where she at now.
But Usher is married to his wife.
Right, he's married to a Caucasian lady now, but his ex-wife, she had to go through a lot.
Didn't he give like whatchamacallit herpes? This is my infection.
Well, supposedly allegedly that's what one of his ex-wife's
Why does he have to be so
bridesmaids said that he gave her the herpes.
Not Left Eye. What was her name? Not T-Boz, Left Eye.
Dr. Sadie said he cured Left Eye of the herpes as well.
By detoxing and putting in
she went over
certain irons and certain food,
She went over to Honduras and participated in his program on his campus, and he said he cured her the herpes. He also said that he, cured a lot of celebrities of different diseases such as HIV and the herpes. I think Magic Johnson went to him, matter of fact, for his HIV disease. So
yep, so people can stop saying, "Oh, Magic Johnson still got the man." You better be careful with these flies coming out of Magic Johnson crib. Oh, come on, now stop.
And Left Eye even came out and admitted that Dr. Sadie cured her, but she just never said what he cured her of. And Dr. Sadie didn't come out with it until she passed. So
hey, I got to freak Lisa. I got to freak Lisa out. Lisa didn't see this, and be prepared to if you have a good strong stomach, Lisa. Be prepared for what you're about to hear.
Okay, are you ready? Drum roll. Drake.
This was years ago.
No. A-Rod. Will Smith. Alicia Keys. Justin Bieber. Kevin Hart. Mark Wahlberg. Snoop. DJ Khaled. Swiss Beats. Kelly Rowland. Chris Brown. Sierra.
Did he say Lisa Ray?
Amina done already. She done already talked about this way back in COVID. But wow, he did this. We-On-Loc.
Let's get back to the list. Okay. Jessica Alba. Peter Wilson. Cat Williams. Dwayne Wade. Usher. Demi Lovato. Shaq and his whole family.
Damn.
Ellis Ross.
Baby,
Tracy Ellis Ross?
Sway Lee. Rick Ross. Julian Huff. Diplo. E-Nice. Rhea. Burna Boy. The show starts.
Burna? What do you mean? That's
Girl, you didn't know about Brenda Boy.
What he do, girl?
He sacrificed his little baby. One of the little baby.
But hold on, boo. You hold on, wait. Hold on, you gotta tell me. I didn't know. My love.
Are you throwing up?
No, I just want to know. Kind of anxious to see what Mr. Brass is gonna say here.
I hope you ain't throwing up.
Okay, Miss Nebraska, what was you saying? What happened with Burna?
Burna Boy is in the elite, but he's not the only African that's in the elite. I think Wizkid is in it too. And when you get initiated into the elite, there's like 3 doors you have to choose from, 3 options. Either you can be humiliated, you can choose the public humiliation. Either you can sacrifice someone, but you don't choose; they choose for you. And what was the third one we unlocked?
I think you get beaten. I'm not sure. I think you get beaten.
Oh, the third one is sex. The third one is sex. You gotta bend over.
Basically, you get beaten.
They gotta slut you out. So
Pretty
yeah, you get to choose either or, and whatever you choose, So, like Kanye came out last year and admitted that his mom was sacrificed.
I didn't see that as a full. I gotta really see that. I gotta see it. I have to see because
and let's not forget
we gotta talk about that, Nebraska.
Wait,
so
don't
what
forget
did
about
Burna Boy do though? What did he do?
He sacrificed was it his son that drowned? I think it was his son.
That wasn't Burna. That was the other dude.
Who?
That was the other African singer.
Who?
Oh boy. He the one that got caught cheating on his wife. DeVito.
DeVito. Yeah.
That is my baby. What do you mean?
Yeah, my bad. DeVito, that was the one who sacrificed his son. So DeVito, Burna Boy, and Wizkid, they're all in the elite. I don't know about what's her name,
Tim's, yeah.
I don't know if Tim's crossed over. Yeah, but that was DeVito. Thank you.
But Burna,
one of them Africans.
I like his sister too. If you ever get a chance to check her out, Niecy. I like
DeVito or Burna Boy?
Burna.
Okay.
Yeah, his sister, she's a singer, Niecy. But what? So I figured, he was a part of it now because he signed to Puffy, but and I missed the old Burna Boy. Remember when he used to sing?
I just hate when they get turned out. I really hate it because I remember when Tank first came out, and I loved me some Tank. You know what I'm saying? Like he was thick. He was, muscular, and he had this raw, genuine sound. And then you could.
I don't think there's nothing wrong with sucking dick.
And then you could tell, I would say when he came out over the last 8 to 10 years, you could tell he crossed over because he lost a lot of weight. He started to look a little feminine. Rumors was that he was, being initiated by Jamie Foxx. And, recently, as We-On-Loc just said, he came out publicly and was like, I don't see nothing wrong with, receiving from another man So I was just heartbroken. So I was like, oh, I used to like him.
Hey, Lisa, again, if you have a strong stomach, be prepared for what you go hear next. Y'all all right, ladies?
The thing is that we are still in the year of exposure, and we're still in the year of truth.
Okay. So, you know, even
That's
the
what that Full Eclipse was about.
yeah, even the Masons have been exposed. You know, over the last, I would say, 5 years. People are now beginning to know the inside of what these Masons are all about, and you know, they're connected to the elite. You know what I'm saying? And
Right, because
so,
I have Masons in my
Not
family.
all the Masons. You talking about Freemasons?
And Eastern Star, yeah.
and Eastern
So
Star, right?
yeah,
You know, so because you know, when I was younger, I knew nothing about them. So over the years, I've had, you know, started doing my research, and it's mind blowing, some of the stuff that they honestly believe, that you know, that the rituals that they do, the stuff that they have to prove. You know, I think, was it the 33 degree is the highest that you can reach. It's, you know, it's crazy. So
Speaking of which,
was spiked, son. Like all the champagne was spiked. Everybody was passed the fuck out. I don't drink, so I was playing that shit off like I don't fucking drink. I smoke. Like I smoke and I had my own weed, but like everybody was passed out. Yo, Diddy had that man in the room. Look, yes, I put my ear to the fucking door and I brought the phone because Diddy started going in overdrive. I ain't know what the was going on, but I just heard balls slapping against his cheeks. I heard struggling to take. I heard was being like, yeah, daddy, when he started all that daddy this and daddy that, and then I heard some hollering and struggling, like, yeah, I kept the phone there and I recorded all that shit because I was like, this Diddy.
but remember, Diddy's old bodyguard also told his story. I think his name is Gene Deal or something like that. He told his story of how he walked in after Diddy and Ja Rule just got done doing the do.
holla. That girl.
Uh-huh.
Wanna be DMX?
Remember 2 years ago when Gene Deal came out and started talking, he was like, he had to lay low because they were threatening him. I think he said one time he got beat up really bad. And he still got on his YouTube channel or whatever he was on and was like, I'm bruised. He said, I got some bruises, I got some scrapes, but he said, y'all ain't gonna stop me from telling the truth. He said, I'm still gonna tell the truth. So you had Jaguar Wright talking, and then you had Gene Deal. Everybody, most people,
They trying to get her still.
Most people, yeah, they were after Jaguar Wright a couple of years ago during quarantine.
Yeah, they're trying to kill. They're trying to kill her one too.
Yep, she had, her and her husband had an encounter in Vegas. So yeah, like this is not a game. You know, a lot of stuff that the regular public may not be privy to, but it's a lot of demonic, sick stuff that goes on underground that people don't know.
Yep. And who you think? And speaking of Vegas, I wouldn't be surprised if Death Row got paid for Tupac getting shot, all because he didn't screw Quincy Jones in the hind parts.
I would not be surprised. I would not be surprised at all.
He was dating his daughter at the time.
Yeah. And guess what else? Tupac came out publicly, I believe it was a radio station, and he told everybody how Quincy Jones tried to push up on him, and he declined. So this was like what, in the early 90s, and that was a big no-no. That was a big no-no back then, you know. So he knew it. He knew they was gonna come after him after that.
Yep. And my oldest cousin always talking about, well, Machiavelli is a symbol for not redemption, resurrection. I was like, that man is dead. Leave him alone. Ain't nobody gonna get shot that much and survive more bullet wounds. It's bad enough he got shot at the studio. He got shot 5 times.
But then try to get, one thing I don't understand about us too is like, you can see, you know, it's like you got these people running over these places, dying to be a part of this stuff. And I understand, especially like you said, for younger, impressionable people, but some people, they still, you know, I'm 10 years old trying to be rappers, trying to go to Hollywood, trying to do this and do that. And it's like, at this point, you want to be a part of it.
Yep, you want to get.
But see, Hollywood is very swift and crafty. You know, yeah, you might see some old folks that want trying to be a rapper or whatnot, but you know, 9 out of 10, they're not gonna sign those people. They're gonna go for the young ones who are impoverished, who are in the hood, like your Sexy Reds and your Gorilla, your Sukianas. So yeah, your little Uzis and stuff. They're gonna go after those people because why? They're desperate. And when you're desperate, what do? You'll do anything.
Any final words, y'all? Any final word? I know Lisa, she's throwing up right about now. She's like, this shit is sick.
Lisa, get your bag, get your barf bag, because it's gonna be some more coming down the pipe.
There's gonna be some more coming up. There's gonna be some more troops coming up. And you know why? But guess what? Jay-Z is going to be number one. Number one.
Well, see, you know, they already started low-key exposing Jay-Z a couple of years ago. You know, when his oldest daughter family came out, his oldest son, when his family came out, this kid that he had on Beyonce in the Caribbean, when that little child family tried to come out and then they paid them off. So and then now rumor has it is that he had a kid with Free. I'm just now hearing about this rumor. I never heard that before.
I heard it before.
Well, see, she heard it before.
Free from AJ from
from 106 Park. You know, so
I did hear that.
Where is that child at?
I did hear that.
So you know, he has Sean with the W has a lot of skeletons in his closet that are starting to fall out.
This man. Listen, y'all go in y'all little cabins and be pimp. Each and every single one of you.
I'm gonna go watch this Jaguar rape video and
yeah, please do.
No, let me see.
I think it's the second one. I think this is not even halfway tape. I think it's the second one coming up real soon. So okay. just watch it. It is very, very interesting. As a matter of fact, she made me want to watch all three. She made me want to watch all three of them. Yeah, I got something to listen to tonight at work.
I would
But-
say that the internet owes her an apology because 3-4
Yes.
days ago, they were calling her crazy. She's a liar. This, that, and the third. And now everybody quiet. They owe her an apology.
They need to bend down and kiss her dick. Cause she basically not only exposed niggas, but she helped niggas. All right, she helped a lot of people with her being going through post-traumatic stress disorder and all this other things. Her son died, or her son got murdered. A lot of stuff's been taken away from her. She's lost money. And I'm like, damn. But why you had to be connected to Nosy Ho, of all people? But anyway.
She fell out with her.
I'm going to keep my mouth shut. Any last words, Emma, Nebraska? Thank you for coming and being brave with me, because this is still sick. I'm still gonna look for updates for this particular murder case for Sade Robinson. Still gonna be looking for some updates, and if I get a little bit more of information, I would definitely let y'all know.
Okay. Thanks for having me up, and hope to see y'all next time or talk to y'all next time.
All right now.
This was fun, and thank you. This was a really dope stream tonight, and you guys are dope. So thank you.
Thank you. And you guys are dope as well. And okay, now let me get that down. Like, share, and subscribe. Like, share, and subscribe. Come back real soon, because I think tomorrow, might not be tomorrow, probably Friday, it's gonna be a little bit messy, just a little bit. We gotta have some fun every now and again, right? So come on back. We-On-Loc Nation signing off.